Yeah. Anyway, and I will say that this kind of strategy needs a lot of tuning. You need to constantly update. It's better to have a dynamic system where these onset and offset values are recalculated, especially with the iPhone, because your user might be walking into, I mean, he might be in front of his desk one second, and then he might go over to the coffee machine, the soda machine, which has that loud condenser going, the compressor going, and that's going to change the noise floor quite a bit. And you would like your app to be able to respond to that. Just saying. Alright, but for now, we got pretty much what we need. I'm going to, when we have an onset, I'm going to add it to the game engine. This is a superficial thing, but it is a lot of fun to do these things. Okay, what is it called? It's called like filter. You don't need to see me. It's called filter geom. No, it's something like view. No, I don't think it's one of these. My directory structure is not the best. Something like, yeah, EAGL view, sure. So right now, when I tap the screen on a certain part, it goes to another callback. What is it? Something touch, begin touches or something. Yeah, here we go. This is kind of like a callback. It's not a callback. Maybe it's a callback, who knows. It's definitely not audio callback. But what we're doing is we get these coordinates and we send it to each of the entities, which is on our game engine. The walls are entities, the shooter elements an entity, and any of the balls that are floating around are entities. So we send it to each one of those. And maybe those entities are what add the objects to the screen and to the game engine. I'm not sure yet. It's actually been quite a while since I wrote this code. Screen to map chords. Okay, touches ended. Map point. Well, I don't see. Doesn't look like it's being added here. In some. Yes, you can also control some of the blocks with your movement on the screen. So that's what's going on here. See, we just do the force addition here using some vectors. Yeah, but I don't see anything where entities get added in. So I'm going to look up. I don't know if you could see a clear picture. But in our game, there was one of the walls was white. Two of the walls were white. One was an exit portal, so if any of the balls touched that, any of the squares touched that, they would leave the game. But there was also one that was a white thingamabob, small wall, and also had this thing sticking out, and you could angle it by touching it. And by tapping it, it would shoot balls. And that class is called shooter. I believe it's called shooter. So the begin touches call. Draw self. There's a lot of like yeah, here, fire. So when you touch it, probably goes to begin touch, and that probably calls fire. So we calculate an angle to get the starting velocity for the object we're about to add. And here, those, maybe I should run the program. So I can control this guy by moving around. I mean, it's pretty meaningless right now, but it's just to show that to have some manual control on the objects. But it's very hard to control it by looking at a camera. There we go. So I got it out of the exit. So this guy here, yes. When you tap it, it will shoot something and you can readjust the angle and such. But they generate sine waves. And there's some nasty clipping going on, but we'll deal with that later. And they, because they generate sine waves, they are called sine blocks. So if you look at this line, you don't need to see me anymore. Yeah. Here I'm allocating a sine block, and I'm probably adding it to the game engine somehow. Instance, add entity, other. What is instance? I could have called this something much better, but I did not. Anyway. Oh boy, I bet I cannot call Objective-C++, Objective-C code from C++ code. I'm pretty sure you can't. So that means I won't be able to call this method. Gosh darn it. Well, I can just change the C++ file to a MM file, and I think that'd be good. In fact, I should just always do that. I don't know why I did not. So I need to copy and paste some of this code to the input manager onset. It's not really a big deal. You can see how much pain it does me to change a file name that's been committed to source control. I'll live. And this is... yeah... I'm sorry. It just hurts when you add and remove files from source control. I don't mind adding and removing them to permanent things, but when they're just moving from one name to another, it hurts. I don't know. I've only used Git for a few projects. I usually use SVN. I know a lot of people prefer Git, but maybe Git will deal with this change a little more elegantly. With SVN, it was a little bit of a nightmare. Not nightmare. Just feels wrong. Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to add a sine block. Are there really no Objective-C calls in here at all? Yeah, there aren't any. I mean, the other thing you could do is write a wrapper function in C. But do you want to do that? I don't think so. I mean, yeah, this will be solved by changing to an mm file. Okay. I'll get over it. I'll get over it. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Let's do this. Let's do this. Don't think. So that's why there are no C++ files in this class. Alright. Do it. Just do it. You just have to change one file, man. That's it. Alright. It's not going to build. Of course it's not going to build. We gotta fix that stuff. Okay, so we will need game state and sign block. These guys. Okay. So here we will need position, alright, so we need our vector math guys a little bit, I guess. Yeah, it would be best if we could just get the shooter, get the angle of the shooter somehow. Okay, this is what we do. I bet we can query the game state for a list of entities, and we can also check which entity happens to be a shooter. We take the first shooter and we just ask it to fire, right? Right, let's do that. Shooter star. We don't even need that. Alright, we don't need any of that code. I hope I didn't delete too much. Yeah. Alright, so going back to, what was it? The EAGL, where'd you go? You know what? This needs to be input mm. And we gotta change this to CPP mode. Huh? C++ mode. Yeah. Alright, so where were we? Don't tell me my changes didn't take. Lame. Very lame. So we will need this guy. Game state, and we'll also need shooter. That's all we need. If we are lucky, that's all we will need. We don't have to touch any vector math. And we just have to, here we go, filter entity. Alright, we'll copy and paste this.